I want to hear a big old hello and Doritos from everyone in here. Hi, YouTube. Hey, welcome on in. I appreciate you guys coming through. In case you guys are wondering, we have all of these wonderful individuals in here. Excited to go ahead and do Oregairu. This anime has taken me by storm. I do want to say thank you to the Oregairu community on Reddit and everywhere in between that has been like promoting the videos and talking about it and whatnot. Thank you. And I really, really do mean this from the bottom of my heart. Thank you guys. And thank you to everyone in here that's been sharing the videos and talking about it. I always talk about this. These videos are to go ahead and bring up the psychological components of the anime, which is why we go as in-depth as possible. We pause, we talk. Yes, do I go on some tangent? Yeah, from time to time it happens, you know? But the majority of this is talking about the characters and trying to go ahead and like understand psychologically where they're coming from and why, and how to go ahead and be like mindful about the things that we're talking about and sometimes reflect that mirror onto ourselves. And that's the number one thing. And I do want to put this out there, guys. This is not a replacement for therapy. If you are having mental health issues, please seek out a mental health professional in your area. We have a wonderful Discord that can genuinely act as like your support network. Everyone in here loves talking about anime, discussing the good, the bad, everything in between. We all can have our opinions about characters and motivations and 1,001 things. But I will say something. I was corrected the other day by one of my therapists that watches my channel. In case you guys don't know, as a psychologist, I tend to go ahead and supervise a lot of case managers, therapists, individuals in the care team. And they were like, you might be wrong on someone. I think you're giving the points incorrectly. You're being unfair. You truly do not grasp the greatness that is Yuki. And I was like, wait, what do you mean by that? And he's like, you'll see. She'll blossom in many ways that you won't even expect. And I'm over here fucking shook, bro. I'm shook because he's like, I haven't even seen Best Girl yet. And that's all he mentions, and he goes off laughing into his fucking session. So here I am, a couple days later, just being fucking shook to my core, being like, am I missing something? So overall, I'm super curious about it. I'm curious to get into this, and I'm so fucking thrilled. Can I make a request? I want a girl that comes into this environment and like is teasing. Is a little bit teaseful to like make some of the other girls start going at it with one another, and she's just teasing. She doesn't know that she has feelings, but she's just like teasing Hachiman or teasing the group, and then like slowly starts to come to light that like, hey, she might actually have some feels in there. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, let's go.
これでよし。
Oh
深
no.
夜にごめん電池切れてたとか、ちょっと圏外だったみたいでとか返しておけば大丈夫。こう返されたら向こうも責めることはできまい。
Please don't do that. That is the worst fucking thing to do. That is the worst fucking thing to do, brother. That please, for the love of God, please, please. I'm begging you. I'm on my knees and I'm begging you, please. If someone messages you, right? This is what we're talking about, like Hachiman being like bad narrator, right? Respond back, and don't just respond back with K. There's this whole ideology that comes through where it's like, boom, you've gone on the first couple of dates with someone and they message you. How long do you wait before responding to them? Not even 10 seconds, Apple? 0.001 second. For most people, or for some people, they have like a rule. They follow a weird rule. And I've heard some rules in session when people come to me where it's like, oh yeah, I do the 24-hour rule because I don't want to seem desperate to go ahead and respond. And it's like, I don't think you're being desperate if you're responding to a question that they have in regards as to where to go next, right? There's a couple of rules to follow, even with people. If you want to make genuine connections with people and you genuinely want to build, here's what you do. I even break this rule from time to time, even if it's someone that I'm like crushing on or that I love or whatever, right? Number one, if you guys want to have or want to make your experiences and your relationships better, what should you use your phone for? You communicate, sure. If you truly care about them, what should you use them for? Setting dates. Setting dates. This doesn't mean like a romantic date, but just setting a time to go out. That's what you should be using your phone for. You should be using your phone as a form of communication to go ahead and set the opportunity to meet that person, to talk to them, to be able to go ahead and share some experiences. Because if I'm texting you everything, hey, you know what I did today? I did da 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 da. Hey, I'm doing da 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 da. When we meet up in person, how's our communication going to be? What interesting topics am I going to bring up that you don't truly know? You can send each other memes, absolutely, right? But the main purpose that it comes with this is whenever people are interacting, sometimes they want an immediate answer to whatever the question is. But if you want to go ahead and make more meaningful memories or experiences, or genuinely want to go ahead and feel like your relationships with your friends or with your partners or whatever isn't at a superficial level, do it to create memories. Set it to create memories. Be like, hey, you know what? Hey, guys, why don't we meet up this Friday? We'll go out to the movies, or Saturday, we'll go out and eat or whatnot. We'll go play some D&D. We'll do something to go ahead and solidify some of the memories that we want to have. The moment that you're over-explaining, overexerting yourself, or even ghosting is the moment that you're starting to go ahead and put some weight into that thing, and you're more prone to being called out, right, into that relationship. When do you reveal your YouTube channel? Masters, that's what I'm currently struggling. Dude, I'll let you guys know this. Aside from my immediate family, a lot of people in my friends and stuff, aside from Brady, don't truly know that I'm like a Twitch partner or that I have a YouTube channel. And it's a hard question to even like grasp on my end. Like, at what point do I reveal my YouTube channel to people that I care about? Noticing I was the only one doing that. And that's how you question, apreciando. They don't know I'm a micro celebrity. Mickey, no. But apreciando, like, even through that, like, that's a key thing, is how many of you guys, and this will also come into that aspect as well, feel as though, hey, you know what? I'm the one that's putting the most effort in a lot of these relationships or friendships. Like, I'm the only one that's doing it consistently. I feel like I was for a bit. And it sucks. Because then at that point, who's more invested in that relationship or to maintain that friendship? And those are questions to go ahead and ask. And anyway, let's keep going. No. Did he really just say, I made it the fuck up? I'm the source on that. Think about it this way. My man literally just said, hey, you know what? All of my cognitive distortions, the way I'm narrating my life, how do I know that this is effective? I'm the source from this. No. 勇気を振り絞って女子にメールしたら4割の確率でこれが返ってきた。ちなみに3割は返信がなく、3割はメーラー大門さんとかいう外国人からメールが来た。Yep. Yep. Well, my man, it sounds like you got mail.
平塚静香です。メール確認したら連絡ください。
Oh, no.
夏休み中の奉仕部の活動について至急連絡を取りたいです。折り返し連絡をください。もしかしてまだ寝てますか？先ほどから何度かメールや電話をしています。
Bro, this has been back to back to back. You're still not even giving him the opportunity. Oh, no, she's an anxious texter. Imagine being in a relationship with her and all of a sudden you get spammed with like 100 text messages just being like, hey, it is now 10:01 a.m. and you still haven't messaged me back. I know I just sent you back the last message like 2 seconds ago. Yeah, that's so good, dude. That is so good. Feel free, Lugin. Worth it.
見てるんじゃないんですか？見てるんでしょ？
怖いよ。
Oh no.
平塚先生が結婚できない理由の一端を垣間見た気がした。
I gotta be honest though. I gotta be straight up with you though. Would. I think having some, yes, don't get me wrong. Would it get like a little cramped maybe? Sure, right? But having someone show that much of an interest in you, how would that make you guys feel? I love the red flags. Oh no. Oh no, boys. No, Wood. I can fix her. I like to danger. Oh no. The main question that I'm asking about this is when it comes to this, if Hachiman was older, do you think that the teacher would date him, considering how invested she is in his life? Yes, definitely. 100%. Oh, wow. I feel like that comes in my next question. Hold on. If yes, then does that mean that the teacher has the I can fix him mentality? Even though she's also like needs to be fixed, apparently, and therefore falls into the same cognitive trap. Which then brings up a next question. If she has that mentality, And she's like, I can fix him. Even though she's broken, does she think that by fixing them, she's fixing herself? I'll fix myself. Yes, Vicky, yes, 100%. That's sort of what I'm getting at. Like, I'm like, wait a minute. If it's going down this line, then it probably means that the teacher also has a cognitive distortion. And she's using this as an opportunity to try and, like, I guess, help him and in a way help herself, right? More anime. And she is in the light level. Both are awesome. Do you think many teachers do this? They try to help themselves by helping their students? Yes. I also think this. There's a lot of people that shouldn't be teachers. I think that there's a lot of people out there that need to go to a mental health expert and work on their shit before going into high school and projecting their insecurities onto their students, right? Or going into high school and all of a sudden it's like, oh, I'm trying to work through my personal shit and I'm going to go ahead and make sure that everyone feels it, you know, when I'm happy or angry, instead of trying to go ahead and be that role model that some teachers should be. Yeah, that touches on a lot of points. It's like, at least where we're at, or at least where I'm at, I've often seen it where it's like a lot of teachers with their bachelor's or even some that have their master's degree, ask them what they're passionate about. They say teaching, right? Because it's not for the money, but then ask them what they like, what got them into teaching. And a lot of it stems from like a source of trauma. It stems from like, I wish I had this sort of teacher when I was growing up because I was hurt when this happened. And it's like, did you ever go to a therapist to get that work done? Nope. Do you think that Sensei should be a teacher? I think she's doing fine now. She's doing great. What do you think of teachers that either follow their rules 100% or slam their shit on the table and leave? I think that teachers need to be flexible and understand that like everyone's different and no one's going to follow you 100%. There's a lot to do with teachers, and especially the way that like they manage their group shows what kind of a person they are, or a leader they would be in general. Are they able to go to motivate the class to do something, or are they more like laissez-faire? Like, where does it come from, right? Will there ever come a point where it's just him in this club room? I'm looking at this and I'm like, will there ever come a point where he's just going to be the only one coming in? Points are just a personal preference, man. Points are just fucking made up, fictitious, however I fucking feel about it at this point. However us and, you guys feel about it. We're just giving out points at random now. I'm going to give +3 points. I'm going to give +3 points to the sister here for doing her fucking homework. Have you done your homework? I like how you guys were like, Ed, don't do it. I'm giving 3 points to the sister here for doing her homework, guys. I will say this. This is almost nostalgic, though. Him playing the PSP. Oh, dude, the PlayStation Portable was fucking amazing. I'm thinking back to the days of fucking playing Peace Walker, God of War games and shit on it. The PSP was fucking great, bro. I got all nostalgic for no fucking reason. You still have yours? It's working? But also, let's look at this crisis core. Yeah, let's look at this relationship here, right? Her coming in here, making these demands and whatnot. Like, in terms of like, oh, I did my homework. Are you going to go with me? What are we going to do? Does she like her brother? Or does she like her brother? That's the question for you guys, chat. Hey, yo. Hey, yo. I just want you to go out with me. Hey, yo. An actual normal sibling relationship for once. Sure. You know. Oh no. Oh no.
一緒に行くくらいなら別にいいぞ。
おお、ありがとう。じゃあお兄ちゃんも動きやすい格好に着替えてね。
I actually love the fact that they're able to communicate this way and understand one another's sarcasms, right? Which even goes to the point. Hachiman says that he doesn't believe in, like, you know, or like doesn't want to go out and attach to others in that level. What has she done so fucking masterfully that I think has just gone above our heads, or majority of people's heads? It might not be to an insane level, but she has done this in such a masterful way that I don't think he even understands him. YOLO, exactly. She's able to go ahead and reach him in a state where he would deny others. She's able to go ahead and get him to go ahead and go outside, socialize, do certain aspects. This relationship is not like fucking Kiss X Sis, where the sisters are sneaking into bed and they're like, Emmy-chan, right? Or any fucking thing like that. But like, it's a lot more of like the, hey, you know what? Like, we're gonna shoot the shit, banter a little bit. Yes, we have our inside jokes, but hey, let's go out. Let's go outside. Let's go do something. I have a goal. I have an instance. And I do wonder if this is the aspect that like we're getting at, where like other people struggle to break down his walls. She's just able to go ahead and go in there, like without like that much of being afraid of like, hey, you know what? Hachiman's gonna be weird. Hickey's gonna be weird. Yeah. Adorable. No wonder she was fucking pressuring it. No wonder she was fucking pressuring it. Ah! 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 The fucking betrayal! Get fucking manipulated, bro. Hold on, wait. Does that mean that the teacher has the sister's number and message the sister with this fucking plot? This switches everything, where it's like, why is the teacher so actively involved in their life to have her contact information? Like, oh. That would have been me too, bro. That would have been me too. I'd have been like, oh, what the fuck, bro.
いろいろと手を回して君の妹に連絡が取れたので、私も一安心だ。
メールといい、安否確認の仕方といい。
Why is that kind of hot though? Wood. I would be thinking I forgot to bring snacks, right?
怖い。つうか、なんか用すか。俺これから千葉。
千葉に行くんだ。まだメール見てなかったのか。は？
ヒキ遅いし。
え？なんでお前らいんの？
なんでって部活じゃん。ゆいさん、やっはろー。かまちさん、やっはろー。
その挨拶流行ってんの。
All right, I'm gonna be straight up here. I'm gonna give the teacher like plus 5 points here. I love the look. I love how relaxed it is, and it's like no matter what, like we can go anywhere with this look, and like we wouldn't stand out too much, right? The combat boots, yeah, the combat boot. It gives a whole fucking vibe, and I fucking love this, right? For Yuki and Yui, I'll give them a plus 2 each. I love their outfits and whatnot. They're doing great. For Hickey, love the shorts. What do you guys think? How many points should we give Hickey for his outfits here? 2 plus 2 for Hickey. There we go. Hey, yo, chat. Yeah, hello. 5 out of 10 basic.
バカっぽいからやめろ。
ゆきのさんもやっはろー。いや。こんにちは、小町さん。小町も呼んでもらって嬉しいです。
妹への愛情を利用しておびき出すとは卑怯な。でも一番卑怯なのは妹ですよね。
Yeah.
いや、俺はこのことを予見して、あえておびき出された。
I love how he's the one that's dazzling. I love how he's the one that's fucking gleaming. Best boy. Yeah, best girl doesn't always have to be a girl, right? Best boy doesn't always have to be a boy. Yeah, Psycho over here is just fucking taking it.
ふりをしていたのだ。結果オーライ。今日から神信じちゃう。
戸塚さん、やっはろー。やっはろー。
何それかわいい。もっと流行らせようぜ。
Let's make it an even bigger fan.
早く乗り込みたまえ。
千葉駅行くのになんで高速乗るんですか？
逆に聞こう。一体いつから千葉駅に向かうと錯覚していた。
錯覚も何も千葉行くって言ったら普通は。
Now this is interesting. I want to know where everyone's sitting.
千葉駅かと思った。残念、千葉村でした。まさにゲド。
What?
なんすかそのあれなテンション。
Okay, so we saw that behind the teacher, there was Yui and then Saika, right? Behind Hachiman, there's Yukino, right? And then probably his sister. So comes in my question, why positionally, and I want you guys to think about it, are they sitting in this way? In case you guys are wondering, like it's an anime, bro. There's nothing to it. There is. The way that we sit, even in a therapist setting, right? This is why a therapist will always have their chair, or a psychologist will always have his chair or his desk or whatnot, right? Makes sense having the guy up front. I mean, does it? Because they could have put Saika up there. They could have put Yukino up there or Yui up there. So she can keep an eye on Hachiman. Or it comes even further. Why are the people in the back mixed up the same way that they are? I want you guys to just think about this. There's no definitive answer, right? It's just in terms of relationship-wise. Why are you putting some people up front? Who's driving the car? Who is literally driving this car of relationships at the moment? Normally, brother would be with the sister, the only adult. Author could unintentionally position them in a way that says something's, yeah. Based on size. No, based on, like, aside from based on relationship, who's literally driving the car in this one, right? But who's, I guess, would you say the co-captain in this? Understanding what's happening, having the conversations with the driver, right? That's Hachiman. When will Hachiman be in the driver's seat? I'm not just talking about this as a car. I'm talking about metaphorically. Like, when will Hachiman be, like, the agent of change? I feel like you guys took that too literally. Like, when will Hachiman be in control of his life? When will Hachiman be in the driver's seat and be able to go ahead and drive people? Or, like, you know, be able to take people from destination to destination without it being, you know, a physical, like, you know, car.
思い出した。千葉村って中学の時自然教室で行ったとこだ。
Oh no.
葉山。
Oh no.
お前らどうしてここに？
全員揃ったようだな。君たちにはしばらくボランティア活動をしても。
Question for you guys. Has Yukino been in a relationship before? Doubt, don't know. At this point, we don't know. It doesn't have to be a full-on romantic relationship. It could be like the start of a relationship and it wasn't working. Or maybe even like the aspects of like, hey, you know what? I had to like shut you down or whatnot. She's totally into Hayama. Because I'm looking at this and like her reaction could just be a disappointment of the group being there. Or more specifically, it could be like one of those times when you see an ex or someone that you like was kind of creepy and you turn down or whatnot. And they show up at this environment and you're like, and the day is done. Some failed platonic stuff. Absolutely, it could be.
全員揃ったようだな。君たちにはしばらくボランティア活動をしてもらう。
ボランティア？
法支部の合宿を兼ねて林間学校サポートスタッフとして働いてもらう。
And they don't even do fucking background checks. What the fuck? Oh no. Hachiman's lesson of the day. I'm the source on that. Don't trust your friends. You know, there's different level. There's nothing like forced volunteering. Oh God.
では最後に皆さんのお手伝いをしてくれるお兄さんお姉さんに挨拶しましょう。よろしくお願いします。
何かあったらいつでも僕たちに言ってください。
Watch. Fucking watch, right? So here's the thing. When working with kids, you gotta meet them at their level. When working with kids, like, if they have insane energy, what do? You gotta start off with insane fucking energy. If they have, like, you know, like, baseline to no energy, you meet them at their level. You don't fucking go, imagine this, right? You're having a rough day or energy-wise, you're still going through a lot of developmental cycles. And I come through and I'm, like, exploding on you, and you're having a bad day. What happens to you? Will you trust me? No, you're probably going to try and get away from me. In comes in a question or an aspect of belief, though. Does having charisma or having a lot of energy or whatnot always make everyone like you? I used to do group therapy for kids and teenagers. And so you have to learn how to get along and how to go and understand the dynamics of kids, right? You're probably going to get, I'm going to be straight up with you. You're probably going to get most people that have a decent to healthy background or are anxious. But are you going to get the people that have some trauma or are dealing with deep shit back home? No. Those individuals need the extra care, love, and support. I think Hachiman might be great if like they put him in a position to identify the lonely kids and have him be an aspect of it's with supervision to identify the lonely kids and be an aspect of like helping them grow. But you also need to be careful with this. But people with trauma can imitate others. Yes, I think we've all been at a point of imitation. But in comes in the aspect, though. Are you truly being yourself? Are you truly being open or vulnerable if you're imitating others? I feel fake trying to match their energy. Right, 100%. 100%. The only reason why I showcase this, or the only reason why I bring this up, is whenever we're looking at kids' environments, you have to be, like, this is why, like, for some people it takes a background check. Whenever it comes to working the mental health field, you have to go through rigorous checks before working with kids because you need to be aware of the dynamics happening there. And there's also a lot of supervision and stuff happening there. Why? Because it can cause a parataxic distortion. And kids will look up to you and like you can turn into their role model, which is why you need to be extra fucking careful with what you say and how you say things. Does that make sense? And also, I guess if you're ever going to work with kids, don't take it the wrong way if kids don't want to go ahead and work with you. Like, just doesn't get along with you, isn't smiling with you or whatnot. Why? Because say that like there's a kid in here, right? And I'm trying to go ahead and like get them to open up and talk about their things. They might not vibe with me. They might be like, nah, you know what? But they'll go ahead and vibe with Forecast or with Rafta and be laughing and giggling and whatnot. And that's A-okay. It's A-okay for people to have these different elements, yeah? In case you guys are wondering, where does this come from? Again, working with kids, especially when it comes with play therapy. I know I brought this out during Gushing Squirting Magical Girls, but a big element of what they go in with for play therapy, and also for adults, but I have the kid version as well for the teenagers, comes in with like, we are homo ludens, right? We are people or creatures that play. We learn through play. We connect with others through play. Sometimes guys and girls like to play their games with you, where they're playing their mind games with you because they feel that they need some sort of excitement or connection. But play is important, and the way that we connect with others is important in healing. This is why looking at this scene, I'm really fucking curious. Where is this going to go? How is this show going to expand into this topic? And also, how is Hachiman going to fit into this environment?
この林間学校で素敵な思い出をたくさん作っていってくださいね。よろしくお願いします。
Oh.
なぜ葉山くんたちまでいるんでしょうか。
人手が足りないから内申点を餌に募集をかけていたのよ。これもいい機会だろう。君たちは別のコミュニティとうまくやる術を身につけた方がいい。
I'll be honest. I would volunteer. Would you guys volunteer for this thing? I would volunteer. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I would volunteer. Yeah, Sensei's asking you, right? I would volunteer to make kids with Sensei. I don't know about you. Not so much to being a counselor in a summer camp, you know, but anything else, yeah, 100%. No, Sensei for our future. Wow.
無理ですよ。あの辺と仲良くするなんて。
違うよ。仲良くする必要はない。うまくやれと言っているんだ。敵対でも無視でもなく、さらっと無難にやり過ごす術を身につけたまえ。それが社会に適応するということさ。
Sensei, there's a better way that you can rephrase this. You want to be great with kids you want to learn how to go and fit in with society? You got to learn empathy. You got to learn empathy. Not sympathy. Not like, I've had a really shitty day or whatnot. Wow, I've had shitty days too. That's sympathy, right? Empathy is like, bro, I can't even imagine. Tell me more. Like, well, what's been going on? Like, I truly want to know what's happening with you and like be there with you. I can draw from my experiences, but I don't know exactly what's going on, right? First off, I want to say this. If you ever hear anyone and they say they're a mental health professional or someone out there and they're like, yeah, I'm an empath, cut that shit off immediately. No one is a fucking empath. We're not a fucking X-Men over here. We're not just like fucking Professor Empath here. No. Empathy is a skill that can be learned, right? What is an empath? You can feel the pain of others, man. It's like that's not how that works, right? The reason why I'm touching on this is if you truly want Hachiman to fit back into society, you need to teach him how to be vulnerable, not logical. Like, hey, for example, I statements. I feel as though this is what's truly happening. I feel uncomfortable whenever you bring up this proposition, using I statements throughout the week. It might seem like nothing, but for some people, a lot of us intellectualize our feelings because it's safer for us to use logic as a base for exploring the world rather than feeling what we need to feel. Like as a sensei, right? As a counselor, this is what I'm saying. Hickey needs therapy. And if you would come to therapy, this is an aspect that I would touch on, which is, hey, we need to break down this logical brain of yours. You can still have it, but acknowledge the emotions that come with it. You have to be vulnerable to truly make meaningful relationships.
それではオリエンテーリングスタート。
さて、君たちの最初の仕事はオリエンテーリングのサポートだ。一緒に行動してトラブルのないよう見守ってくれ。
いや小学生マジ若いわ。俺ら高校生とかもうおっさんじゃね？
ちょっとやめてくれない？足がババアみたいじゃん。
でも僕が小学生くらいの頃って高校生はすごく大人に見えたな。
小町から見ても高校生って大人って感じしますよ。
Oh.
兄を除いて。
おい、俺めちゃくちゃ大人っぽいだろうが、口をこぼしたり、汚い嘘ついたり、卑怯なことをしたり。
ヒッキーの大人のイメージってそんな楽しいものなんだ。
ねえ、あの子たち何してるのかしら。
見てこよう。
Oh no.
で何してるのかしら。
Plus 10 points for Yuki for this. Plus 10 points for Yuki for being able to call this out while everyone else just ignored this. There's something wrong here. The space. Look at the space. Who's not fitting in? Who is not fitting in here? There's one girl off. Everyone else is all together, banded up together, hugging one another. And there's one girl off to the side, a big distance away, and even behind the other girls. The only reason why I give plus 10 points to Yuki is because if you are involved in the supervision or aspects of like taking care of kids, you have to see this dynamics quickly. You have to identify them. Nobody else did. She did. That's a fucking plus 10 in my book because it means that she's always consciously observing her surroundings. That is amazing. She's me for real, for real. I do want to ask you guys this, and this brings up this next question of content here. How many of you guys were that odd one out? How many of you guys were the kid that stood behind the others? How many of you guys were the individual that like there was friends, there was groups of people, and you were the odd one out. You were the weird one. You were the one that stood maybe weren't really friends with them. You were a couple steps behind. Maybe it was hard for you to truly make friends in high school, college, wherever, middle school. Used to be, and you're still some now. Me, whenever I go to a high school reunion, I got lucky and had a group of friends. How did you guys deal with that? I'll be honest. In middle school, when, like, you know, I did have friends, people knew of me, but I wasn't really close with anyone. I would play video games. I literally dove myself into playing video games as a way to escape it. I dove myself into analyzing Metal Gear Solid as a way of trying to understand the world. Because for me, those relationships were a lot closer than what I felt like. Yeah, I enjoyed my time alone. I literally I printed out pages and books. Like, literally, back in the day, I would use my entire aspect to print out the entire script of Metal Gear Solid. All the games, by the way. Highlight it, analyze it, talk about it, try and think about what the characters were thinking about. This was me in middle school and high school, and try and break it down in this way. Even in college, I would still be talking aspects like that because of understanding what these relationships mean, right? For some time, I grew arrogant to compensate with being an outcast. Actually, good question. Aqua, Alice, were you guys ever like the weird ones or the outcast in your friend groups? Was it hard for you guys to go ahead and like genuinely make a connection? Or like, did you have a lot of friends in middle school, high school, college? Or were you guys like, yeah, my whole life? Oh, I never knew what was growing up. I'm not saying that as a negative thing. No, for some people, you grow accustomed to this, like the solace of it, right? The silence of it, the being okay with being by yourself aspect. But in comes in the next question, right? Did people ever try to take advantage of you guys for being the odd one out? Did people ever try to, and I hate to ask it, prey on your loneliness? Yeah. Or people might have gone ahead and made assumptions of you, might have gone ahead and like pushed aspects onto you. It was tough. Oh, yeah, exactly. Fortunately, no. By take advantage, it means like, hey, you're the weird one, you're the lonely one out. We're gonna put these like extra responsibilities. We're gonna go ahead and like make you feel pressured, make you the butt of the jokes in the classroom, push you to do certain things because you don't have anything else to do. You're not hanging out with us, and everyone knows it. So you don't, yeah, like aspects like that. With no guidance, you have to learn everything by yourself. And actually, here comes in the next question. Do you guys think that autism or being on the spectrum in general with ADHD or whatever that may be is equally diagnosable for everyone? Or is it harder to get diagnosed in a specific section? It's harder to be diagnosed for females. Females in the mental health field, sadly, are underdiagnosed for being on the spectrum. A lot of times, because of some of the, I guess, like comorbidities or because some symptoms overlapping, they will try and not use like autism as a diagnosis or whatnot. And they'll try and go ahead and just push it. It's like, oh no, it's ADHD. You're just anxious. You're just on your days. It's just your regular mood. I've heard mental health professionals still try and use some of those terms in the here and now. Instead of taking it as an aspect of like, yeah, aren't women historically understudied in medicine and psychology? Yeah. Instead of being like, wait a minute, no, these symptoms are symptomatic of matching ADHD, of matching other aspects like that. And it was pretty rare in the 90s. Absolutely. Oof.
大丈夫。ただの青大将だよ。お兄さん
すごい。よくされるね。
She's the most important person in this thing. They have a group of support network. They've already fallen for this. He might get along with them. She's already giving her back towards him. These are the kids that need the interventions. These are the kids that need to be taken care of. These are the kids that need the extra support and ability to go and reintegrate back into it. If they're given the proper guidance, they're able to at least attempt to reintegrate back in. But oftentimes, society just makes a cut-loss thing and it's like, and push it out. Able to adapt to social situations more easily than men. So some women with autism are less noticeable because it's masked a lot. Well, Freezy, yes and no, right? Because oftentimes it's just like, they power through their anxiety, but also you have to talk about the expectations that are presented for being socially adept for both genders or for all genders in general, right? Males, unfortunately, are expectations for adapting into social roles isn't set at a higher rate compared to others, right? I.e., who has to, and I hate to use these stereotypical norms, but I'm using them to go ahead and make a point, right? Who has to greet people when they come in for an event, a party, or whatnot? Usually speaking. As a kid growing up, who's expected to go ahead and be the more pleasant, well-dressed, more able to go ahead and like be there for others and whatnot? Usually, hate to put it this way, there's an expectation that is placed on females, unfortunately. So there's a lot of pressure that is immediately being pushed onto you as a kid to start adapting and whatnot, as opposed to, oh, kids will be kids. Oh, it's, you know how boys are. Think about the fucked up notion that we have two separate ideologies that like, oh, she fits well into society. Even though she has all these symptoms, they're not going to go ahead and match it because she fits into society. And it's a fucked up rate at which we view things, right? What's put under, hysteria. Are definitely taught not to take up as much space. Absolutely, Aqua. No hyperactivity, no ADHD. And oftentimes that gets diagnosed as anxiety, which is the sad part. It's like, oh yeah, you're just anxious, general anxiety. And it's oof.
平気だよ。噛まないし、毒もないから。
噛まなくても触りたくないし。ね
え。Oh.
スタンド使いとスタンド使いが惹かれ合うように。
Is that a JoJo reference? Is that a JoJo reference? As well as conversation. True. It's a JoJo. Hey, what the fuck? Nipples or toes for nipples. Wait, what? Why not? Oh, that's a hard one. Is that a motherfucking JoJo reference?
ぼっちはぼっちを発見する能力に長けているらしい。
お兄さん、チェックポイントってどこにあるの？
どこだろ
一緒に探してよ。
う。じゃあここだけ手伝うよ。でも他のみんなには内緒な。
さすが葉山、コミュ力高い。秘密の共有。これも人と。
I love the silly little references here.
でも他のみんなには内緒な。
This though would strike the biggest fucking red flag as a psychologist, as a fucking therapist, ever. If you're ever working with, you know, kids or whatnot, you should not be trying to go out and be like, this will be our secret. That's how situations can evolve into some unspeakable things. It all starts off with one common thing. The person's charismatic usually. There's this full form of secrecy that comes with it. And then it comes into an aspect of like unexplicable, horrible event that comes through with it because of the way that it escalates from there. This is why I think there needs to be a supervisor or someone, you know, probably with the further experience walking with these teenagers and walking with these kids, right? What else could be a secret? Background checks, yeah. Well, aside from background checks, usually someone that is experienced in that environment. No, but it sets it up predictable. It's an extreme take, but it's a safety check, right? And this is the number one thing. When it comes with working with kids, you can never be too safe. You could never be too safe, especially when it comes to camps, when it comes to kids that come in groups for group therapy or any form of aspect like that, right? Which is why an adult should always be present, even if it's an adult working with those high school kids that are walking around and whatnot, right? Because you don't want situations to be left like up in the air if something were to happen. That's the number one thing. You can build rapport with kids. You can be like, hey, you know what? This was awesome, whatever, right? But the moment that you start using leading language, you start using language that's like, hey, you know what? This is just between us, okay? This is our little secret. I'm going to try and go ahead and always be here and like, you know, do these certain things. All of a sudden, it starts going into an aspect where it's like, is this a normal nonverbal or even verbal behavior between what is now being considered like a high school person and almost an adult and kids or not? Who sticks to him like glue? I don't know, but overall what I'm touching on is just better to be safe than better to be sorry. Trying to build individual relations is sus. But that's the overall aspect of that. He can still be a hero, he can still be cool, but you just need to watch what you say and watch the words that you incorporate when interacting with specialized populations.
他のみんなには内緒な。
さすが葉山、コミュ力高い。秘密の共有。これも人とうまくやるためのテクニックなんだろう。
お兄ちゃん、大変だ。
どうした？
イケメン相手にしたらお兄ちゃんに勝ち目ゼロだよ。危険信号だよ。
うるせえ。ほっとけ。
確かに大変かもしれない。
Oh no.
引谷君、受けオーラすごいし、ヘタレ受けって感じだから。
Like a loser full of jelly. Are you saying that he's a bottom that's been... Well, hold on. I don't want to go ahead and... hold on. I hate that I understand. Wait a minute. Chat, correct me if I'm wrong. Knowing her character art, is she just saying that he's a super tier bottom that's been cream pied, essentially, that's full of jelly? Is that what she's saying? I had a fucking feeling. Hold on. Yeah, that's okay. Wanted to make sure that I got the correct translation here.
から葉山君に迫られたら即落ちそう。
そっか。気をつける。
Whoa. Oh, she'll be gushing over magical boys. Yay. I do gotta say, though, aren't there other kids that they need to watch out for as well? It seems as though the whole crew is just around this one group when there's like hundreds of other like kids probably running around as well. I get it though. I get it though.
チェックポイント見つかった？
いいえ。
そっか。じゃあみんなで探そう。名前は？
鶴見ルミ。
俺は葉山隼人。よろしくね。 あっちの方とか隠れてそうじゃない？
見た今の。あいつ超ナチュラルに誘ったぞ。さりげなく名前聞き出してるし。
あなたには一生かかってもできない芸当ね。けれどあまりいいやり方とは言えないわね。
This reintroduction. There's something that needs to be taught at an early age, I think, in general. Asking people what they want to do. Giving people the sense of self-agency. Even as kids, right? Hey, I see that you're going away from the group. What do you want to do? Like, are you having fun? Right? Or do you want some time alone? Because constantly pushing this group interaction to happen, maybe she doesn't blend well. Maybe she does want to go ahead and be alone. Maybe she wants to go do 101 other aspects or things, right? Rather than being in this group that she might not necessarily flourish in. But that's just an aspect to like always be questioning and always be thinking when it comes to being in an environment like that. No.
小学生でもああいうのあるもんだな。
小学生も高校生も変わらないわよ。等しく同じ人間なのだから。
Adults in anime? What?
ざっとこんなところだな。
なんかめちゃくちゃ手慣れてますね。
これでも大学時代はよくサークルでバーベキューをしたものさ。
Damn.
私が火をつけている間、カップルたちがいいちゃこらい。気分が悪くなった。男子は火の準備、女子は食材を取りに来たまえ。
Shouldn't you provide opportunity for interaction for kids like her or Bochi? You should provide the opportunity for kids to go ahead and come into an environment for play, but also be wary of their interaction in those groups. I.e., how many of you guys have ever been in a toxic friend group? And for some reason, your friends, family, whatnot, kept taking you into this toxic friend group. And you're like, you were there because they were technically what you would call friends, but at the same time, you're just like, I'm not comfortable in here, right? As opposed to how many of you guys have like maybe if you were taken away from that group and introduced to a different group, you would be able to flourish more. Or maybe you would have a different set of friends, right? It's happened to me all the fucking time where I meet some people, they're great, right? We might not be vibing as much anymore. Step out. Maybe I go into like a Warhammer group or a D&D group and all of a sudden I'm all fucking for it. I'm fucking flourishing in there, right? So it just depends on like the group environment that you're in and also like how welcomed you are in that group and how healthy that group is for you. So it's like, how do you reintroduce kids into group environments for them to be okay and for them to thrive in?
ここで男女を引き離すのは過去の恨みが入ってませんか？大丈夫ですか？
まあ、小学6年生の野外炊飯であることを考えれば妥当な面も。
家カレーだと作る人によって個性出るよな。母ちゃんの作るカレーなんかだといろいろ入ってて厚揚げとか。
So predictable. How did that like, especially growing up? How did that change or how did you deal with that? Because that can be a lot of stress for you as well. And like, if I was in your shoes, I'd be like really fucking anxious all the time. Like, if you're a natural people pleaser and all of a sudden, like, let's say that like something goes awry, something goes wrong, and all of a sudden you're like, I don't like, I got to let you know that I don't like you, or I'm trying to go out and find another person and have to deal with it. Or are you okay with dealing with that confrontation?
いきなり気安くすんなよ。友達なのかと思っちゃうだろ。
あなたにってそういうのあるよね。この間も変な葉っぱ入っててさ、うちのママ結構ぼーっとしてるところあるからな。
その葉っぱってローリエだったんじゃないかしら。
何？ロリエ？
カレーに葉っぱ。
I'm dying on the inside right now. I'm fucking dying on the inside. What the fuck? Hachiman coming in here. Oh, there's leaves in the curry. Rorie. Oh, guys.
念のために言っておくけれど、ローリエは激闘時のあのことよ。
+2 for fucking Yukino there. Fucking, like, immediately capting what he's fucking thinking. Holy shit.
ローリエってティッシュのことじゃないんだ。
ねえ。あとは火が通るのを待つ。
Got him.
暇なら見回って手伝いでもするかね。
まあ小学生と話す機会なんてそうそうないし、行こうか。
俺鍋見てるわ。
気にするな引きがや。私が見ててやろう。
Hey, hey. No. I will say though, I do find it amazing that this group of kids is learning how to go ahead and cook and clean and doing these group events. Like, I think it's very much needed out there for kids to be a part of like bigger group events if it's their choice though, right? Why would you want to have the opportunity to talk to elementary school kids? I am oh no.
カレー好き？
どうかんだ。ぼっちに声をかけるときはあくまで秘密裏に密かにやるべきだ。晒し者にならないように最大限の配慮をする必要がある。
別にカレーに興味ないし。
いい答えだ。好意的に答えれば周りから調子乗ってると思われ、すげなく答えれば何様調子乗ってるとなる。この場は戦略的撤退しかない。
せっかくだし隠し味入れるか。何か入れたいものある人？はい、
私フルーツがいいと思う。桃とか。
あいつバカか。
ほんとバカばっか。
Look at this. Look at this. This is what I'm fucking talking about. Matching them at their level. Matching a person at their level is what it's all about. Even in therapy, even in whatever, matching someone at your level is what allows you to go ahead and open up and whatnot. If you're like, and your therapist is like, wow, that sounds like you're going through quite a bit of things. Who the fuck is that gonna heal, bro? Majority of the time, most people, I hate to put it this way, straight up though, we're people too, and most people's education level and the way that most people talk isn't in therapeutic terms. You know, most of us just talk the way that we fucking feel. And when you meet people where they're at, right, and you're able to go ahead and be real with them. For example, I had someone come in, right? He was just straight up like, man, that fucking sucks. Like, you know, and he was just like, you know, cursing and whatnot. And I'm like, I think it's fucked up too. His face, right? His face, the moment that he heard me cuss, he was like, wait a minute. You get me? You could cuss too, right? And I'm using the same language, the same vocabulary with them and allowing him, matching him where he's at, to start sharing his narrative. I'm not going to make you turn your story into words that I want to hear. I want you to tell your story the way it is and get you to grow from there, right? Even in an intellectual level, even in a like person to person level, if you ever meet someone, you meet them at their level, they're more than likely open like to doing that, right? You're saying, Ryo, if you walk into your psychologist office or your therapist office and he has a hat like this, you'd be like, yeah, you know what, I'm done. Fair. Each their own. Each their own. But what's funny enough, though, is think about it this way. We have created a meme out of this. This hat means something to you guys more than just being a stupid hat, right? The same way that we play. In the same way that we would play as kids. Where the moment that something comes on, we give it meaning. This is just a hat. But yet we go ahead and give it meaning as though we're about to cook up a storm. There's about to be a great manifestation, a great story, a great whatever. We give stuff meanings for us to go ahead and be able to conceptualize life around us and be able to go ahead and understand it the same way that we do with relationships. So this is why I'm curious about the way that Hachiman and the girl might be able to go ahead and open up with one another. And I hope that she's able to go ahead and at least take the first steps forward from this interaction. You think they'll become friends? I think so. I think there might be an aspect of friendship, or she might even be like, God, at least I don't want to be like you growing up. Or something like that. But there's definitely going to be like an aspect of a friendship here, 100%.
まあ世の中は大概そうだ。早く気がついてよかったな。
あなたもその大概でしょ。
あまり俺を舐めるな。大概とかその他大勢の中ですら一人になれる逸材だぞ俺は。
そんなことをそこまで誇らしげに言えるのはあなたくらいでしょうね。呆れるのを通り越して軽蔑するわ。
通り越して尊敬しねえか普通。
名前。
あ、名前がなんだよ。
名前を聞いてんの。普通さっきので伝わるでしょ。
Damn!
人に名前を尋ねるときはまず自分から名乗るものよ。
鶴見るみ。
私は雪の下雪乃。そこのは
Oh, wow. Hikige? His name is Hikige. Oh no. Oh no. You guys messed up more than me. Yeah, exactly. How do you know my 4th grade nickname? That's so wow.
俺の小4の頃のあだ名知ってんだよ。最後の方は引きも取れてただのカエルと呼ばれていた。
おカエル、もう帰るのかよ。
Wow.
引きがや8番だ。
Which comes, it's hilarious, but comes in the next aspect of like, hey, so there was already like even external pressures or kind of like bullying happening like earlier on in life, right? So this just keeps, it's a bad translation. What's the actual translation though? It's Toad. Ah, okay. Whoever translated this was on something.
で、これが由比ヶ浜由比な。
鶴見ルミちゃんだよね。よろしくね。なんかそっちの2人は違う感じする。あの辺の人たちと。
Yeah.
私も違うの。あの辺と。違うって何が？みんなガキなんだもん。だから別に一人でもいいかなって。でも小学生の時の友達とか思い出って大事だと思うな。思い出とかいらない。中学入ればよそから来た人と友達になればいいし。
But then that's just delaying it, right? And I think that's a big aspect of that. Always ask why. And this is a good, like a good factor or something good to go ahead and take in for yourselves as a lesson going forward. And something that like these, like they might be able to take more information of rather than like closing off that thing, right? So for example, using open-ended questions is what might actually allow you to gain further information as to what's really going on. She's like, hey, you know, don't you think that like that making memories is important, right? Yes. Instead of like, hey, why are like, you know, what is stopping you from hanging out with the other kids? Tell me more about that. Allowing a kid to open up and share their experiences and share why is more powerful than trying to go ahead and use like motivational interviewing to get them to go into being with that group of kids, right? Understand where they come from, then use motivational interviewing to get them there. That's what's important. Open-ended questions. Always ask why, right? Because at the end of the day, if they're not able to go ahead and fix this, we're going to have a Hiki situation as a grown-up, right?
残念だけど、そうはならないわ。あなたを仲間外れにしている子も同じ中学へ進学するのでしょ。なら同じことが起きるだけよ。今度はそのよそから来た人とやらも一緒になって。
やっぱりそうなんだ。
うん。
本当バカみたいなことしてた。何があったの？誰かをハブるのは何回かあって、けどそのうち終わるし、そしたらまた話したりする。いつも誰かが言い出して、なんとなくみんなそういう雰囲気になるの。そんなことしてたらいつの間にか今度は私がそうなってた。
Right.
別に何かしたわけじゃないのに、中学でもこんな風になっちゃうのかな。
Not necessarily.
大丈夫かな。
何か心配事かね。
ちょっと孤立しちゃってる子がいたので。
かわいそうだよね。
違う。問題の本質を理解していない。
Yeah.
孤立すること、一人でいること自体は別にいいんだ。問題なのは悪意によって孤立させられている。
I love the fact that he's very, like, he can observe things. He does twist it with his own cognitive distortion, though. It's a lot to unpack. It is a lot to unpack. But it feels as though there's, for Hachiman in general, how often does his cognitive distortion shape his perspective? I think a lot. Now comes in the next question. Out of the girls in his life currently, which one is the one that's able to go ahead and break through that? Probably Yukino. Yukino's the one that's able to go ahead and call him out on his shit. Yukino so far has been the one that's able to go ahead and address it. She can sometimes be like not go into like full aggressive mode of calling people out and just have that conversation with them. Yui, for the most part, from time to time, just, you know, appeases it from what we've seen. The sister is able to sneak on in there and manipulate it to get it out, right? The different approaches of the characters around Hachiman and how they address some of the cognitive distortions in there. Which comes in the next aspect. Hachiman being very observant is great, and I think that being observant makes you able to understand other people's perspective. However, if you put yourself too into it, you might end up hurting yourself as well. And I think this might be a big mirror for Hachiman himself as well.
それで君たちはどうしたい？
俺は可能な範囲で何とかしてあげたいです。
可能な範囲でね。
In the future, if he fixes his cognitive
あなたは無
distortions.
理よ。そうだったでしょ。
雪の下、君は？
これは法支部の合宿も兼ねているとおっしゃっていましたが、彼女の案件についても活動内容に含まれます。
The sensei is acting at the moment as a group therapist. Think about what she's just done, right? She's opening it up to the group. She's allowing the group to discuss. And in fact, she's getting people to go ahead and correlate with this. I find the sensei so fucking hot. And I find her so fucking hot for this reason, right? Because she's able to go ahead and redirect all the energy and everything that's happening in here, allow the room for discussion, asking open-ended questions as we've talked about, and using this as a redirection opportunity to find what can be the best solution. She is an adult. She a full-grown ass woman, and like that is like emotionally, like at least like intelligent in that manner. Also, holy yeah, how she sits, brother. So hot the lights shade. Yeah.
林間学校のサポートボランティアを部活動の一環としたわけだ。原理原則から言えばその範疇に入れてもよかろう。
そうですか。では彼女が助けを求めるなら、あらゆる手段を持って解決に努めます。
で、助けを求められているのかね。
それはわかりません。
ユキの、あの子さ、言いたくても言えないんじゃないかな。ルミちゃん言ってたじゃん。自分も同じことをしてたって。だから自分だけ助けてもらうのは許せないんじゃないかな。みんな多分そう。話しかけたくっても仲良くしたくてもそうできない環境ってあるんだよ。
反対の者はいるかね。よろしい。ではどうしたらいいか君たちで考えたまえ。私はね。
Think about it. I know Yui immediately jumps into being the most empathetic. And that's what I love about the shows. They each have different approaches. What the sensei does here, she doesn't define the answer for them. Instead, she allows them to work through the answer. Powerful teaching moment. This is what I'm saying. The sensei feels like she is legit of another fucking show altogether. I've never seen an anime character that is like this, like well aware or intelligent or emotionally intelligent to be able to go ahead and lead the discussions and not give them the answers. Like she's not there and giving them the answers. She's like, hey, why don't you guys come up with the solution together? And that is amazing. That is awesome. That's why she's single. Oh no.
つうかさ、あの子結構可愛いし、他の可愛い子と連れてばよくない？
Oh
話し
no.
かけてみんじゃん。仲良くなるじゃん。余裕じゃん。
それだわ。ユミコ冴えてるわ。
でしょ？
それはユミコだからできるんだよ。
足がかりを作るって意味ではユミコの言ってることは正しいな。けど今の状況下だとそもそも話しかけるハードルが高いかもしれない。
そっか。はい。
ひな言ってみて。
大丈夫。趣味に生きればいいんだよ。趣味に打ち込んでいるとイベントとか行くようになっていろいろ交友広がるでしょ。きっと本当の自分の居場所みたいなのが見つかると思うんだよね。
It's just simple, man. She could just go get into some hobbies and meet some friends in that way, right? She could just get really into anime or video games and, you know, show up to like Video Game Expo or Video Game Con or Twitch Con or whatnot. And, you know, it'll just be good. Like she'll be able to go and figure that stuff out. Everyone talking about his or her own experience here. It's not work. It's not a lot of work.
学校だけが全てじゃないって気づくよね。
私は BL で友達ができました。
は？
嫌いな女子なんていません。だから雪の下さんも私の。
ユミコ、ひなと一緒にお茶取ってきて。
She's clearly never been to America. She's clearly never been to some parts of America, you know, where real. Just figure it out. Oh.
Okay. ほら、エミナ行くよ。まだ不況の途中なのに。
やっぱりみんなで仲良くできる方法を考えないと解決にならないか。
みんなね。
そんなことは不可能よ。
Twilight is a series that
ひとかけ
exists.
らの可能性もないわ。
ちょっと雪の下さん、あんた何？
何が？
せっかくみんなで仲良くやろうってのになんでそういうこと言うわけ？別にあんたのこと全然好きじゃないけど。
The issue that they have, the fundamental issue that I have with them right now is this, and you guys can agree to disagree on this. Psychologically speaking, I would not push for her to make friends with the group right now. I would push for her to make friends with one person. Before you can make groups with friends with the whole group of people and be a-okay, you have to be okay with making friends with one person. It takes one person. Making the oh yeah, we're gonna make them groups with everyone. That's unrealistic. That is not a smart goal. Specific, measurable, attainable, timely, right? Relatable. Like, that is not a smart goal. Yeah, even I couldn't make friends with the whole groups. But if you make friends with one person, you start breaking the ice. And that's the important aspect of it. Even if those girls are actively rejecting her. But how do you find that one person? Well, you start by simply solidifying or putting them in group environments with one other person, right? Go outside the group. Yeah, even going outside the group. But all it takes is one person and not necessarily, or breaking up their little group. Yeah. And not just allowing that group to thrive and not saying, hey, you know what? We'll all be okay if we keep this group together and we reintegrate you.
まあまあユミコ。
あら、意外に好印象だったのね。私はあなたのこと嫌いだけれど。
ユキノも抑えて抑えて。でもルミちゃん性格きつそうですから溶け込むのは難しいかもですね。
確かにちょっと冷めてるっていうか冷たい感じはあるな。
冷たいっつうか超上から目線なだけなんじゃないの？周り見下したような態度取ってからはぶられるんでしょ？誰かさんみたいに。
それは。
Think about that. Is that true? Is what they just said true, or does that come from an internal bias? Let's back it up here.
まあまあユミコ。
あら、意外に好印象だったのね。私はあなたのこと嫌いだけれど。
ユキノも抑えて抑えて。でもルミちゃん性格きつそうですから溶け込むのは難しいかもですね。
確かにちょっと冷めてるっていうか冷たい感じはあるな。
冷たいっつうか超。
3. In no point did they use I think. At no point is it them asserting like, hey, you know what? I think that she might just be disillusioned. It's disillusioned and, more like she's looking down on everyone. This is what they're projecting onto these kids. Are they in the proper state, right, currently to help this kid? If this is their perspective of the kid, right, in terms of like an actual bias of it immediately, are they in the correct state to help this kid out? No, probably not. But that's why I'm saying, like, it's important to go ahead and talk about it and like, be able to go ahead and understand that, right? Like, whenever you use I think, it's more like you're putting your feelings into it as opposed to, like, making it a hard fact. Yes, they're kids as well, too. But using, like, I statements is something that needs to be happening throughout your entire life, right? Otherwise, people are just going to think that, like, anything you state out there is, like, that is your, like, what you're throwing out there instead of, like, your own thoughts or feelings of that, right?
上から目線なだけなんじゃないの？周り見下したような態度取ってからはぶられるんでしょ？誰かさんみたいに。
それはあなたたちの被害妄想よ。劣っているという。
Yukino gets 100 points. No, I'm kidding. She gets a point because she's using I statements. I will give her that. Like she is presenting herself more and more to be like evolving from this. Like she's using I statements.
見下されていると感じるだけではない。
Everything.
あんさ、そういうこと言ってっから。
ユミコ、やめろ。
Hey, yo, what that? Okay. What that hand doing?
寝れる気がしねえな。
Hey, yo. Okay, it's up. It's on top. It's on top, brother. It's on top. I didn't see the hand up here for a second. I didn't see the hand up here. I was like, hey, yo, you're moving kind of sus, bro. Hey, yo, why does he call Hachiman in his sleep? Brother. Easy there now.
こりゃ、寝れる気がしねえな。
Actually true. Why is Saika calling out their Hiki? Wait a minute. Wait. Dreaming about her boy. No. I just got hit with trauma, bro. I just got hit with trauma. We just got done watching Your Lie in April, not a couple weeks ago, brother. And hearing this, bro, it just takes me back. It just takes me back. Ah.
俺だよ。
誰？
なんでさっきと同じトーンなんだよ。一応顔見知りだろうが。
こんな時間にどうしたの？永眠はしっかり取った方がいいわよ。
優しさに見せかけた死の宣告やめてくんない？
Wow。
星でも見てたのか？
ちょっと三浦さんが突っかかってきてね。30分ほどかけて論破して泣かせてしまった。
気まずくなって出てきたのか？
まさか泣いてしまうと思っていなかったから、とりあえず由比ヶ浜さんが慰めてくれているわ。
But it comes in the point though, and I think this comes a big one. As high schoolers, when you're in high school or college or whatnot, did you have the emotional maturity to deal with confrontation? No. I don't think a majority of people do. A majority of people can't take confrontation in some way, shape, or form, you know? And a lot of people hate being refuted or hate being taken out or whatnot. And that's, oof.
サシモの雪の下も涙には弱いのか。なんだよ。俺も今度からワンワン泣こう。
あの子のこと、なんとかしなければね。
You were a bit of an asshole?
やけにやる気だな。
今までだって知らない人ばかりだったわ。私は地気の中だからって手を差し伸べるわけではないもの。それに由比ヶ浜さんとどこか似てる気がしない？
そうか？
多分由比ヶ浜さんにもああいう経験があるんじゃないかと思ったのよ。それと多分葉山くんもずっと気にしている。
お前、葉山となんかあんの？
小学校が同じだけよ。それと親同士が知り合い。彼の父親がうちの会社の顧問弁護士をしているの。
Father is a legal advisor in your parents' company. I'm surprised that they haven't tried to do like a fucking arranged marriage or something for you. I'm like, considering, like, you know, apparently there's beef between your sister and whatnot from the last episode when we were talking about like it's weird hearing aspects like this, right? Who said they didn't try? I'm just saying, I'm surprised that they haven't fucking tried that it hasn't been announced or something, right? Like, I wouldn't be surprised if something like that came out of it. Unfortunately, I hate to put it this way, stuff like this is still happening out in the world, right? Arranged marriages is still very much a part of like some cultures and some aspects of like trying to keep, like, I guess, people or power in a certain company, you know? What I'm talking about with the sister is usually you have individuals when they're introduced into an environment that bring up parental discussions. Seeing how separated they are brings me to allude that there's much more bigger things at play. Yeah, my sister got an arranged marriage. Yeah, point in case. Maybe that's the thing she does not seem to like. That's the reason she doesn't seem to like Kayama. My question for you is this, and I'm going to go ahead and throw this out to you guys. Number one, I guess 2 questions. If your parents tried to set you up with an arranged marriage right now, would you be happy? You don't even get to see them. You know what? It's just boom, you're done, you're married. Are you guys comfortable with that environment for yourselves, right? The second aspect would be you have to make a choice between Yui and Yukino. And why? Interesting.
葉山となんかあんの？
小学校が同じだけよ。それと親同士が小学校が同じだけよ。
My thing is, we went to the same elementary school, that's all. Is that truly it, though? Because for me, it feels like you're trying to kill that part there so that, like, you can't dig. Because clearly, if it was just like, oh yeah, we went to the same elementary school, then why do you react in that way? Like, how many of you guys still feel weird whenever you see a friend from elementary school? If you remember the conversation with Yukino was very confrontational with Hayama. Yeah.
それと親同士が知り合い、彼の父親がうちの会社の顧問弁護士をしているの。
へえ。しかし家ぐるみの付き合いってのも大変そうだな。
Yeah.
そうなのでしょうね。
えらい他人事だな。
そういった外向きの場に出るのは姉の。
There we go. Anything involving the family's reputations is my sister's job. God damn. What pressure is she under to go ahead and take all of this? Whoa. Could you imagine that? That amount of pressure being placed on you to fix your family's reputation or maintain your family's reputation.
役割だから、私は代役でしかないの。それでも今日は来られてよかったわ。
Are you though?
思っていたから。
ほう？なんで？
Living in the shadow of people. Your sister is the priority. Your sister is the one that takes care of. Your sister is the one that like everyone loves. She's the one that your family values more than you. Will you truly ever escape your sibling's shadow? Will you truly ever be yourself? Nothing you do truly matters. Everything falls into your sister. Your sister flirting with fucking Hachiman here. Your sister taking another important aspect of what you might call a friend or something else from you. Like there's 101 different thoughts that can be coming through you, like through that perspective, right? It's a case where she seems to be free from the path decided.
そろそろ戻るわ。
そうか。じゃあな。
ええ、おやすみなさい。
Damn. Oh. I'm surprised you're not afraid of fucking bears in the woods. Like, holy shit. What an episode to be able to go and just explore more of the dynamics and seeing Yukino finally open up a little bit more and talk about what pressure she's under and what she's feeling and whatnot. Fucking real, man. Do wizards count as ghosts?
幽霊かと思ったわ。目が死んでいたから。待って。なんだよ。私、陰陽師者もいける口だから。
Wizard mentioned. It's Ed. It's Ed. It's a Psyculturist reference. No, but like, don't they do that? I thought they did that for like high schoolers. Like, it looks like they're going to do the whole like trial of courage. You got to go through the forest and there's going to be people trying to spook you. Ooh, you'll be grow up to be like, you know, live alone. You'll never find a partner. Ooh, you did your taxes wrong. Ooh, like, holy shit, bro. I thought like it was like mostly high school people or college people that did like the whole test of courage, but it looks like they're about to do that for some of the kids. Overall, amazing fucking episode. And I love this series because it's not like it's like being pressured. You know, like a lot of other shows, you feel like, oh, it's going to go into an action sequence or, oh, it's going to go into like, you can already tell the formula. With this one, it's like, hey, it's going to start opening up slowly but surely. And you got to be like comfortable with the way that these characters are starting to open themselves up, like piece by piece by piece by piece. And I find that beautiful. I find that amazing. I don't know about you guys. I give this episode like a solid 8.5 out of 10, I think. Doritos, if anything. The only thing that I kind of wish that it would like showcase more were like some of the different kids and their interactions in general with like what's happening with the subplot. Aside from that though, fantastic. Now we have something set. I don't know how many episodes this arc is going to be, but we're about to find out. That's for sure. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, with that being said, YouTube, let me know what you guys think. Reddit, let me know what you guys think, because apparently this goes up over there for you guys as well. I appreciate you guys always like being kind and taking it. And even here, guys, what do you guys think about this episode? Was this good? Was this bad? Do you feel like there's more to come? Much better things to come? With that being said, practice some self-care, guys. Show that love and support. Leave a comment for the algorithm. It helps a ton. And I'll see you guys next time.